YouTube channel, Changing Lives.
Alright, it's another beautiful Wednesday and we are live on your screens today all the way from Hope TV, Realtalk, a very candid show. We speak the truth, we say it as it is real, no fake stories, real story from real people like you out there, sent to us through our email or WhatsApp number. We are still in the month of October. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So please try and find time, go to any hospital. Most of the hospitals are doing screenings for free. So find your way to any hospital, get your breasts checked, and I am sure early detection saves life. Who is a best friend? Who do you consider a best friend? Somebody you talk to every day, somebody you do WhatsApp calls, somebody you meet every time, or somebody that's almost like a sister to you. A lot of us have best friends. But what if your best friend also has a best friend who has a best friend who has a best friend? I'm asking all these questions because we have a very, very interesting, candid, very common story actually. It happens to most ladies. I don't know about men, but it happens to us. I can say that because I think I've experienced it before, where you think somebody is your best friend, then something happens, then you question the relationship. You have no idea who is your best friend. This story was sent to us by a lady who is obviously wondering if she indeed had a best friend and where she went wrong, or if she's been unreasonable or petty. So like we always do, we searched far and near, wide and close to find you amazing panelists who will be able to discuss the story as real as can be. People who do not mince their words, people who are obviously interested in the story and would give their best. We have people joining us virtually and people in the studio with us today. And I'll start with my studio guests. I'll start with a very beautiful lady in the studio with us today. Na.
Hi.
Na, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Na Ayikale.
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 Yes.
Oh God, I'll just call you Na.
Na is fine. That's
yes.
what everybody calls me.
Yeah. So what is with the rhyming of the names? Ayikale, Ayi. What was this? I always ask this question.
You know, with girls, we don't have control over our Ga names. It's
right.
from the family you come from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so for those who are good with our culture, as soon as you mention your name, they can tell you, oh, she's from this family.
Oh, okay.
She's a firstborn. She's a lastborn. Yeah. So our names tell all of that.
Wow. So I'm guessing that when I go to a girl community and I shout, "Na Ayikale," a lot of people will turn around.
Oh no. Actually, my name is quite unique. You hardly hear that.
Yes, I haven't heard your name. You are the only one who has your name.
Yeah, there are very few of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
That explains it. You are unique, very unique.
Actually, that's my favorite name.
Yeah, because you have another name that you don't use at all, and I'm not even going to mention it on the show. Welcome. How has your week been?
It's been quite hectic, but we thank God it's midweek.
Yeah. We can't wait for Friday, right? Langman, where is your name from?
It's from Langman.
What does it even mean? Is it a Ga name? Is it an Akan name?
No. No Ga.
Is it Fanti?
No.
So where is it from?
Langman is a German name.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you have some German blood in you.
Well, I need to ask my dad.
You need to find out. You need to check. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Yourself?
I'm okay. The week?
Stressful, but weekend is closer, so
everybody is happy.
Waiting for weekend.
Okay, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, we have two other guests joining me virtually. I have Mrs. Lordina Eugenia Derby. Hey, Mrs. In fact, you are a resident, newly married woman. So we would ask you if somebody is your best friend. But before we go into the story, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Evie.
I usually have you in my studios with me, but today I'm seeing you across the screen. How are you doing?
Yes. I'm fine. I'm doing well by God's grace. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How is marriage treating you? How is the honeymoon? Are you enjoying it? Is it as fun as they say? Some of us, we are listening to all of the experiences so that we'll see if ours will be like yours.
Well, I think everyone's own is different.
Right.
But so far, mine has been good. So
okay.
I thank God.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is the husband?
He's doing well.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Our regards to him. The next person I would introduce is Mrs. Benes Eduyeboa. She's all the way from Ohio, Columbus. She's a registered nurse. Mrs., if you can hear me, good evening and welcome to Real Talk.
Evening, thank you for having me.
How
Thank
is your week? How I am guessing you're a frontliner or with this whole corona, or you're not practicing yet?
Well, I'm practicing, but I'm more within the psych field, so we haven't been hit really bad yet, so that's good.
Right.
But
yeah.
yeah.
How is Columbus? How are you guys faring? Is corona as bad as we hear on the news?
Oh yeah, the cases are rising, but by God's grace, we're all doing fine. Yeah.
We thank God, and we'll continue to pray for God's blessings and protection during this obviously terrible times. So guys, you've seen my amazing panelists. We would have to look at our story. But you know how we do it on this show. We will go for a quick break, then we'll take a look at our story. Do not go anywhere. This is Real Talk, and my name is Evie. We'll be right back.
Dear Real Talk, please tell me if I'm being petty. I have a friend. She was like a sister to me. We are very close. We talk almost every day and share even secrets. At least that's what I thought. I was going through my WhatsApp status when I saw her post a flyer of her wedding on her status. I couldn't believe it. In fact, I viewed it like 10 times just to be sure of what I was seeing. I said nothing to her, hoping she would call to invite me if indeed she was getting married. Actually, with our kind of friendship, I would have expected to be very involved with her wedding. She indeed went ahead and got married without personally telling me nothing. As fate would have it, I ran into her 2 days ago. I greeted her and congratulated her on her wedding, even commenting on her beautiful ring. She asked me why I didn't come for her wedding, and I asked her if she invited me. She said, oh, but her flyers were all over the internet. I was shocked and asked her if she actually believed that with our kind of relationship, she really expected me to find out she was getting married through WhatsApp. I have decided to keep a distance from her, but she keeps calling and asking people to talk to me, as if I did her wrong. She has not even apologized. Please, am I being unreasonable? Is this how friends treat friends?
Welcome back. I am sure you just heard our story and you have questions, and you're probably wondering, oh, but this auntie, is it a case? She didn't invite you. I mean, what is the big deal? And somebody will also say, but you saw the thing on your status, you saw the flyer. Why didn't you take that as an invitation and go? And somebody will also say, but best friend, you can't call and invite your friend. Your friend should even be made of honor. So we'll start with our discussion, and I'll come straight to Nai and ask, okay, first of all, what's your general take on the story?
Okay, so with this issue, I don't see it as a big deal. It shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
It's just a little misunderstanding where one person overestimated their friendship. Yeah, so one person took the other person as her best friend, but to the other person, she may just be a normal friend, casual friend, yes. And depending on the level of friendship, that shows how you treat the person. Yes, so it's just a little misunderstanding. So they need to understand themselves, then they'll know how to treat themselves from that point. The only problem with it is the fact that one didn't invite the friend to the wedding and then still ask her why she didn't attend the wedding. That is where the problem is. And I feel that is very disrespectful.
Right. I agree with you, and we'll go more into that, and I want you to tell me how you find that so disrespectful. But before we go on, I would ask Langman for his general take on this story. What came to mind when you read this? What was your first thoughts?
I could actually see myself in this story.
Who were you? Were you the bride or you were the best friend?
not the best friend.
So you're
Charlie, you know, some things are overrated.
Okay.
Okay. Friendship is friendship, and you know, you need to understand your friend. You need to understand their behavior patterns.
Okay.
You need to know their temperaments. Then you will learn to treat them by the way they are.
Okay.
If you generalize all friends and think, okay, all friends will react to the same situation the same way, you might be wrong. Okay, so you need to understand your friends. You need to understand that everyone is unique, and you know, you voted to that uniqueness. That's why they are your friends. Okay, so on one side of the coin, I see a friend who is pragmatic. That friend is real. He doesn't make mountains out of little problems. No. He or she sees everything to be normal. Oh, yeah, maybe I sent an invite, or maybe it's kid, I didn't send an invite. Oh, but at least you saw it in my status, so you could have as well called me or something. On the other side of the coin is the kind of friend who is so emotional and sensitive about everything. Their expectations are very, very high, and such people, if you are not able to meet the expectation, they get disappointed.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm sure we'll go deeper into this story.
Definitely, we will. Eugenia, you are newly married, and I'm sure weddings take time to plan, and you need all the help you can actually get with planning your wedding. But what came to mind, your initial thought, what came to mind when you heard the story?
Okay. I think that the problem here was a communication gap.
Okay.
Just as Na said. So I think one felt offended. It might not be a big deal to some people, but to some people too, it is a big deal.
Okay.
And so I think, just as Emmanuel too said, it's about knowing who you're dealing with, you know, and treating everybody in your life uniquely, not generalizing everything and then assuming everybody to accept you or accept your actions. So basically, that's what I'll say for now. As we go in deeper, I mean, we'll give our opinion.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll come to my next guest, and then I'll ask as well. And Dennis, what came to mind when you read the story, or you just heard the story? What were your initial thoughts? Were you wondering whether one was wrong or one was right? Then my next question to you would be, who is a best friend?
Okay. For me, I agree with what everyone else is saying. You have to first find out the status of your relationship, your friendship, to know who a best friend is. So some people, like Eugenia and everyone else said, some people might think that they are very close to you. They are your best friend, but they don't know. Maybe you don't share your deepest secret with them. It's maybe, I would say it's one-sided type of relationship. Okay. Right. One believe that they're your best friend, but you don't think so. So maybe that's probably what happened. And that's why the other friend did not get invited to the wedding. Okay. My take on who a best friend is someone you can share your deepest secret with, someone you can feel at ease whenever you're around them. And you don't have to act differently because you know they know who you are. Right. And you don't have to put on a different persona in order to feel appreciated. So that's what my definition of a best friend is.
Thank you. Now we just had Dennis on who a best friend is, but I would ask that, is it possible to have a best friend and not know that they are your best friends? And also, when it comes to friendship, what are the expectations? Because you can see here clearly that one expected a certain kind of treatment and she did not get, so obviously she's hurt, she feels betrayed. So is it possible to have a best friend and not know that she is your best friend? And also, what are some of the sorts of expectations we have as people when it comes to relationships such as friendship and what have you?
Okay. So I don't think that it's possible to have a best friend and not know who your best friend is. You should know who your best friend is. Okay. But then you don't know who you may be best friends to someone who you wouldn't know. That you may not know. Okay. Yes. Because I use myself as an example. There are a lot of people who call me their friends. And if you come to talk to me, I'll respond to you as if I'm your best friend, because that is what humans do. Be objective about things. So you may think that I'm your best friend, or you are my best friend, but then you are not even my friend.
Wow.
Exactly, you are not even my friend. Because
Okay.
I have very few friends, but there are a lot of people who call me their friends. Yeah, so it's possible for there to be that problem. Yes, so your friend may not be necessarily your my friend is someone who is my friend. I may not be the person's friend. It's possible.
Right.
So you should try to just understand those things. And when things like this happen, expectations of friendship, yes. As was it Eugenia? She mentioned that you should know who your friend is.
Yeah,
Yes. So understand how human beings are. Everybody is different. I'm someone that I don't take such things personal because I feel that bigger problems than this.
Oh, so you wouldn't have been bothered?
I wouldn't have a problem with this.
Okay.
In fact, you have saved me by not inviting me to your wedding.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah, so I wouldn't have a problem with this.
But is there someone in your life right now that you consider so close that if she did this, you would be disturbed?
No, I wouldn't be disturbed.
Really?
I wouldn't. Seriously.
So if I don't invite you to my wedding, would you have
I
a
wouldn't
problem
be
with me?
offended.
When you see, be like, hey, if you didn't invite me to your wedding.
I may not even say that.
Really?
I may not even say that. You see, these things are very trivial to me.
Okay.
I don't make a big deal out of them. Yeah, so as I'm saying expectations, you just know that everybody's human. I tell people that I don't even trust myself because there are things that you sit here and say, I'll never do. But then when you are faced with a situation,
Right.
you act differently.
Right.
So you should just know that everybody is human. And then if they do something, just know that they are fallible. Maybe it was a mistake.
Right.
You could
Right.
talk to the person if you feel offended and then find the way forward. But then you shouldn't take it to heart.
You shouldn't take it to heart, as Nah said. Langman, I'll ask that. So we just spoke about expectation. Then you clearly mentioned that you should know your friends and then see how to treat them separately. But do you think that the friend that's the bride now should have, looking at how the lady, our writer described her relationship with her friend, do you think that the bride should have personally picked up her phone and told her that, oh, I'm getting married on so and so date, and maybe I would want, because she even said, with the way we are, I expected to have helped her with her planning, and it didn't happen. Do you think that, looking at maybe somebody in your life right now that you would consider a best friend, do you think you would personally pick your phone and ask that person to come and help you out, go and get your shoe, what have you, and then ask them to come to your wedding?
Well, friendship is not just a word or a statement with a full stop and it ends there. No.
Right.
So the fact that you are a best friend to someone doesn't mean that you are the last stop. That person is also having series of friends.
Right.
And that person is also having best friends. So what you need to ask yourself is, okay, you are my best friend. Am I your best friend? If the answer is yes, okay, so how do we define our friendship?
Right.
Am I the kind of best friend that you share secrets with, that you like to plan your wedding with? And you realize that when it comes to certain things, such a person will not share it with you or will not plan it with you, but will plan it with someone. Not that the person is more of a friend than you, but maybe the person might have a better idea of what the friend wants rather than you. So for example, let's say I have two friends. One is a health professional and one is an engineer. Okay? Then maybe I'm planning on buying a car. They are both my friends, Charlie. And one didn't know I was going to buy a car, but one knew I was going to buy a car. Definitely, I'll discuss it more with the engineer because he will have more knowledge about cars. When it comes to my health, maybe I've not been well for some time. I might not tell the engineer the details of maybe my health condition, but I might be open to the health practitioner.
But this is a wedding. I mean, whether I'm an engineer or I'm a lawyer, I'm your friend. I should come to your wedding. Should I know? I should get an invite to your wedding.
So
should
a
I know?
friend, yes, you should get an invite. Okay, but you know, sometimes the pressure associated with planning some of these things, you might even forget that you didn't invite everybody.
Really?
That's why, you can put it on your status. You might even think you've invited everyone. Okay? You might even think you've invited everyone. So when the time is getting closer, you just put it in your status, just in case that maybe I wasn't able to invite you. At least you can see it in my status. And when you see it, you can give me a phone call. Oh, Charlie, I saw this in your status. How did it happen? I said, oh, I didn't invite you, and sorry, Charlie, the pressure be too much. Then, we move on.
Okay. That is Langman's opinion. I'll come to you, Eugenia, Lordina, and then I'll ask that. You just got married, actually. Was anybody offended that they did not get a personal invitation from you, or you did not involve them in their wedding? Somebody who considers you a best friend in this situation. And then my other question will be, when the lady saw the flyer on her status, should she have reached out to her friend? Should she have called and said, oh, I just saw this, what is going on? I didn't know about it. Or you think the way she went about keeping quiet, well, she hasn't called me, so it's probably not my business, so let me just keep quiet. So I want your take on if you had any issue about somebody thinking that they should have been more involved in your wedding and were not, and then also if this friend should have gone ahead and called her friend after seeing the flyer on her status.
Okay, I think I had a lot of, feedbacks from people that were hoping that, I think their own issue was not necessarily because they were best friends or anything like that, but it's Lordina.
Oh, okay.
Who is all over. And I mean, yeah, my schoolmates. In fact, some people actually complained to me that I had never even called before, But then, oh, you are my mates. Old students should have come, and you didn't invite the old students and all of that. But those that, because of COVID, those that were a bit close to me, but still wouldn't, I didn't, have enough room for, I told them anyways, but then explained to them that we're dealing with restricted numbers, and so they should bear with us. And I think that was one thing the bride could have done.
Okay.
Just find a way. You have to just manage people, okay, so that you don't really offend everybody around you. So the next question, I think if the other one too considered herself a friend, she should have reached out.
Okay.
Her action was more of setting a trap for the friend. Okay, let me allow her to finish so that I can fight her. Friends don't behave like that.
But
at that particular time, you take yourself out of whatever feeling you're feeling, and then reach out. For me, the way I relate with my friends, I could just call you and blast you, and then I will dress and come and sit at the wedding.
Right.
You get, and probably fight again later. Right. But if you consider someone a friend, and someone, as Langman said, it comes with a lot of pressure. You may forget a lot of things. Of course, that's why you need people to help you out in planning it. But if your friend forgot to invite you, which personally I find it weird if they really were that close, but if even she forgot, you should have reached out. Every friend should be like that. You should be able to rebuke your friend when her actions are not right. So for the fact that she also didn't reach out, I think she herself, I have an issue with her.
You have an issue with her, okay.
Yeah.
That is what Lordina is saying. She has an issue with the friend for not calling. Dennis, but let me take your opinion on that. Do you really think that you can forget somebody who sees you as a best friend? You can totally forget inviting her to your wedding and then tell her that, oh, but you saw it on the status. Somebody that's, they basically chat every day. I can believe that even during the planning of the wedding, they were talking. So all the times we were talking during the planning, you didn't remember that you were getting ready to tell me about it? that is weird. And then the friend also saw it on the status and is like, what is this? She goes to look at it like 10 times. Then she said, let me keep quiet and see if she would actually call me. And then it's supposed to be, let's say, 17th. Then it's 16th. She's like, hey, so she won't call me. Then there's a morning of 17th. There's like, wow, she didn't call me. Then the night of 17th, she's like, oh, really? Then she didn't say anything until she sees her again. What is going on here? These two sides of the story. Please give me your opinion.
My take on it is, I remember my example, my own personal example. I remember when I was getting married, it was extremely stressful because we had to involve two churches from my church community and my husband's church community. So trying to make sure that everyone gets accommodated, I remember it was extremely stressful. So maybe this friend was going through that phase of stress. The stress of planning a wedding. Maybe that's probably why she forgot to invite her friend. Or it could have been she did it on purpose. We wouldn't know.
Okay.
But I feel that that friend also should not have waited until after the wedding to make a point that you did not invite me, just like Lordina said. Because sometimes people do forget. And so if you really wanted to attend her wedding and show some support, you would have actually just showed up and then talked to her about it after the fact.
Right.
So that's my opinion on it.
Now, would you have called, after seeing the flyer, would you have called and said, what is going on?
I wouldn't have called.
You didn't have called at all?
No.
Why?
Because as for me, I understand the fact that I see her as my best friend, I may not be her best friend. So I wouldn't call her because at that point, I'll understand that, okay, she doesn't see me as a best friend. Because if we are talking and I tell you everything and you can forget to tell me you're getting married, I don't think it's something worth asking you about.
Okay. Okay.
So I wouldn't even ask you at all.
If you didn't...
And I wouldn't ask you and I wouldn't make a big deal about it later.
Okay. So now we didn't bother to ask you. And she wouldn't even care if she sees you. She'll just move on with her life. We'd have to go for a quick break. Remember, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. So you can leave your comments under our comment section and I'll read some of them during the discussion. This is Real Talk. We'll be right back.
As part of effort to give back to the society and to fulfill Jesus' healing ministry, Asaman Seventh-day Adventist Hospital, located in the Ashanti region, is conducting the following services for its 2020 missionary service: free eye surgeries, reading glasses distribution, diabetics and hypertension management. The program starts on the 12th of October to the 6th of November 2020. It is a whole 1 month to give back to the society. On-site screening is still ongoing. Book an appointment now. Kindly call the following numbers for clarification and further inquiries. Administrator 0540 642782. Specialist 0242 257593. The program is sponsored by United Service to Africa, USTA, Ghana Adventist Health Service. You can also donate to support this noble cause. Bank name Ghana Commercial Bank. Account number 620-113-000-0074. Name is Seventh-day Adventist Hospital, Asaman. Mobile money account number is also 0591 443016. Also Seventh-day Adventist Hospital, Asaman. Ghana Mission 2020, fulfilling the commission of Christ through the healing ministry.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Welcome back. We are still live on your screens today. This is Real Talk, and we are discussing a story of this lady that thought she had a best friend, and the best friend went ahead to get married without inviting her to her wedding. And then she met her and wished her, what was it called? Oh, happy marriage or whatever, congratulations. And the friend said, but why didn't you come? And she said, well, you did not invite me. She said, oh, but I saw my flyers. They were on Instagram, they were on WhatsApp. They were, you know how people share flyers all over the place. And she says, but I did not think my invitation would come in the form of a WhatsApp status. And so she decided to keep her distance from this friend. And now people are calling her as if she's the bad. She says it's as if she's the bad one. People are calling her asking, oh, why are you not trying to talk to your friend? And so she wants to find out if she's the only one thinking this is unreasonable on the part of her friend. I'll take some of your comments before you go into the discussion. And this is from me, Lami. He says, true friendship comes with values, trust, and openness. And if she didn't deem it fit to even discuss her plans with you, let alone make mention of it to you, then she never valued you as a true friend. Madam, be nice to her, but keep your distance and move on. Grace Enyonam says, how you see the relationship is different from how your friend sees it. It's not a crime, but individual differences which you never notice during your happy moments. Now you are aware of the different personalities. Just know your limits in this friendship. Please speak to her. General Yao Watson says, I think this is not a problem or an issue at all. Invitation is sent to those whom one wishes to come to their ceremony, so she didn't want you to come. Secondly, invitation doesn't necessarily mean you honor it. Yes, she is your sister, but she can forget because of pressure and things. Since you are such a friend, you need not to. And things. Okay, so he is saying that yes, she's your sister, but she forgot because of the pressure and things that since you are such a friend, you did not need to be invited. Forget about the issue and talk to her. If it gets to your turn, invite her. Okay, Nana Benin Blankson says, people behave abnormally in regards to this. It's a serious issue and you still see them come around, pretend to have forgotten, be human and sensitive. Her motives are bad and wicked. Run away. And then Gina says, oh, you are being unreasonable, Pa. In fact, run from her before she stabs you. Oh, she says you are being reasonable, Pa. In fact, run from her before she stabs you with a knife. Okay, so we have comments coming in from all angles. But I would go straight and then I would ask about my next question with regards to all this marriage, relationship, and okay, so now, when she said, oh, but why didn't you come for my wedding? She said, but she did not invite me. Why was the other lady acting surprised that she didn't come for her wedding? Because she said she saw it on her status. Yeah.
So the wedded lady, I'm sure she expected that, well, right now we're in the technology age, so everything is WhatsApp. So she expected that, but everybody was sharing it, so we should have seen it.
Right.
So maybe that's why she acted surprised. But I feel that the fact that she didn't invite her didn't give her the right to ask her why she didn't attend. Okay,
so you felt like you did not personally invite her. Do not ask her why she did not come for the
Exactly.
Okay.
Because the same way it was on WhatsApp status, she may not have seen it. She genuinely may not have seen it.
Right.
So if she doesn't see it, she can't attend.
Right.
Exactly. Right. So if you had told her and she didn't come, you would have had the right to ask her why she didn't come.
Why she didn't come.
But once it was supposed to go through a medium, you don't know if the message actually got to her for sure. So she wasn't supposed to ask her that. Okay.
So is this lady being unreasonable? Saying that, oh, I'll keep my distance and I'll not.
She's not being unreasonable. Okay. She's being very reasonable. Okay. Because at that point, she has realized her place in that wedded friend's life. So it's normal to reevaluate herself and then know how to move on with her life.
Oh, okay.
So I think she's being reasonable.
Okay. Hangman, is she being petty? She wants to drag the whole thing and make it seem like, you didn't invite me, so don't talk to me. When you see me in town, pass. And she said she complimented her on the ring. I'm sure she said, hey, beautiful ring. Well, is she being petty, or you think she's just making the whole thing stretch and it's really not necessary?
She's not being petty. She's just being herself.
Okay.
That's the kind of friend she is. And she expected that kind of special treatment from her friend. She didn't know that maybe the friend also had a best friend or something. Or she has now seen her maybe status in that kind of friendship. So she's not being petty because that's who she is. Maybe the way she sees this kind of friendship, she was expecting that same thing in return, but she didn't get it. So it's just a normal reaction for what she went through. She's not being petty at all. She's being reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There, Na and Langman both agree that she's not being petty. Dennis, I'll come to you and ask you same. If you think the lady is being unreasonable, going on and on about how she's going to keep her distance from this so-called best friend and keep, I mean, her life, she move on and then forget about this whole thing. And then I would also ask that, do you think the bride owes this her friend an apology? Hello, Bennett.
I will address, sorry about that.
Okay.
I'll address the second question first.
Okay.
She does owe her an apology, I would say, because she may have overlooked it. So just coming out and apologizing, just saying how sorry you are, may resolve the issue. It may not, depending on how hurt the other person is.
Right.
But for me, I feel maybe they should continue to talk about it. Okay. And then if they cannot reach a mutual agreement, then she can keep her distance.
Oh.
She may know that that's not her, they are not friends.
Okay.
I would say, yeah. So just communicating, talking about it, seeing where the friendship is at, and then moving on from there. Just not cutting the person off completely without discussing the issue.
Okay, but personally, as you were planning your wedding, did you lose any friend out of that? Do you not have good relations with someone because of all this pressure and they feel like you did not invite them, or any drama that probably went on that you lost?
Oh yeah, that's I feel like this is standard throughout. Most people lose friends during their happiest moments or their difficult moments. For me, I did lose quite a few friends, and there were some people that felt like this same lady, they felt that they were my friends and they needed to be at my wedding. But because I did not communicate with them, they were also upset with me for not inviting them personally. But I feel that with the invention of social media, because I did post my wedding on social media, I feel that unless I specifically said that it's strict invitation, all are welcome to come. If it's not, if it is strictly by invitation, then you know your position. If you were not invited, then you should not be at the wedding. Right. But if she made it open, I feel that she should have been at the wedding.
Oh, okay.
That's my take on it.
I get you. Laudina.
Yeah.
Your wedding is not, I'm still seeing the pictures, so it was very, very recent. Did you lose any friends because of this wedding and this drama, and somebody is saying you did not invite me? Do you think the bride owes her friend an apology?
I think if she really values the relationship she has with her friend, then she should apologize. I mean, she doesn't lose anything.
Okay.
You're genuinely giving the impression that you forgot.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong saying you're sorry and then letting her know that you forgot the pressure and everything. I mean, if you really want to keep that relationship. But if she doesn't, I don't know, then really the other person should also think twice. Like, the person doesn't value you probably the way you do value her. So, yeah. And for my wedding, if I lost some friends, I'm yet to find out, because I've not, I mean, I had a lot of drama with friends and all of that, and I apologized to some of them. And once in a while, some of them will check about. I know that the vibe is not as before, but of course they feel hurt. So I don't expect them to, just, okay, because I've said sorry, this just bounce back. But once in a while, they even, check up on me.
Okay.
So I don't know if I've lost them yet, but let's wait and see. It's still fresh, so.
It's still fresh, so we are finding out the people who are still upset with you.
Yeah.
But now it's strange that people lose friends over weddings, so.
Well, it's human. Sometimes we overestimate our importance in people's lives. Yes, so you expect that the person puts you high there, and then you realize that I'm that low in the person's life. So as human beings are different. Some people feel very offended about that, and it really hurts them. Yeah. So she's being just human and who she is.
Yeah. Is it possible that it's because she would have put her friend in an important position.
Exactly. With the way she's complaining, if it was her wedding, the friend would have, I'm sure before she even accepted her husband's proposal, she would have asked her friend. That's what she would have done.
Ahead, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. So that's what happened.
Do you think the bride owes her an apology?
Well, as Lodina said, if the bride really values their friendship, she should apologize to her. Not just because she has to, but then she should know that she has really wronged her friend. But then if she really doesn't see anything wrong with what she did, I don't think she should apologize, because if you don't see you've done anything wrong, what are you apologizing about?
Right,
yes,
right,
but
right.
if she sees that she did something wrong and she values the friendship and she wants it to continue, she needs to apologize to her.
She needs to apologize. Bangman, should she apologize? But why is she going around calling people to talk to the girl though? What is that thing about?
Well, I think it's her conscience. Yes.
But she's not, you know, she hasn't really come out to say, oh, I should have, but I did not. She's moving around like, oh, she doesn't want to talk to me. It's almost like the other lady is being petty.
Playing the blame game.
Yeah. So it's like, you haven't really said what you've done wrong, but you're calling people to talk to your friend. For what?
You see, meaning some guilt is being playing on her mind, her conscience. Meaning she knows how her friend is and know that the friend would definitely be offended because she didn't invite her, whether she forgot or not. So knowing that and knowing how the friend is so emotional and sensitive about certain issues, I think she values the friendship. She doesn't want to lose the friendship. The same time, she's having a little ego, opening up about the mistake she did and sincerely apologizing, sorry. So I wouldn't say she owes the friend an apology, no, but she should do the needful if she really values the friendship, rather than going around telling people to talk to the friend. No, meaning she still like the friend, but I don't know what's keeping her from maybe talking to her like friends as they were.
Right. Lodina, I would ask you. You are a resident newly married woman, oh, same as Benis, but I don't. You are the freshest. Benis is your senior, so she has experience. Yeah. So why is the lady going around calling people to come into the case and talk to her friend and how her friend is? It's almost as if it makes it look like she's going to apologize and her friend is saying no, and she's going to bring, you know how they say, oh, when you go in the door, so go and bring an elderly person. Why is she doing that?
I think, you know, women, okay, let me say some women are very strange, before I offend people. But sometimes you involve others when you actually want them to be on your side. Okay, so you probably told them your side of the story, like polished, and you know the person, and she has an upper hand here, because everybody knows that it comes with pressure and all of that. You can forget, okay, but what she should really do is just call the friend. I mean, I don't think the friend will chew her up. Do you get? The moment you involve others, it means you knew what you did. Okay, yes. And then you knew that you could easily get away with it, and so you did it, and then try to, you know, bring in people so the other person would feel bad. Right. If you really value the friendship, if you have that mutual relationship with a person, to be considered sisters, okay, the person calls you and shares secrets with you, you probably have also shared some with her. It shouldn't be difficult to you, if not face to face, picking a phone and then calling, or even sending a WhatsApp voice note. Okay.
Right.
Voice note to apologize. I don't think it's necessary for her to, you know, bring in people. She's just being dramatic.
She's just being dramatic, as Lodina says. But is she being dramatic, going around and calling people, asking them to talk to her friend? I mean, this one, is it court case that you've gone for witnesses to come and talk on your behalf?
I agree that she's just doing too much, I would say. Maybe to in her defense, I'll say maybe since the pressure has eased up a bit, she's now realizing that she made a mistake, and that's why she wants her friend back. Or maybe she did it on purpose. She just did not want this friend to be at the wedding.
Okay.
And so after the fact, now she wants to be friends with her again. So to me, just going around and telling everybody just so they can feel sorry for her, or they can support her, show her some support. I think she is being dramatic.
Yeah. We still have comments coming in. This one's from Abigail in Cancer Mensa. She says, you are not her best friend. Simple. If you can reach out to this person, let them know how you feel. Or better still, yes, she should have called her when she saw the invitation. Clearly, she does not see you as her best friend. Friendship A. Mary Oponi Mensa says, you are not the best friend of your best friend. That is the saying. And someone wants to know, she says, the big question stands. Are you your best friend's best friend? And she says, on this note, I want to apologize in advance to all my friends who may not receive my wedding invitation. I am sorry, but you are still my friend. Thank you. Okay, Pop says, Lodina is now being real. I'll call and blast you, Pine, then later dress very well and come and dance till my legs pain me. This is real talk, so please be real with your answers. Okay, Adam Fopa says, the bride owes her friend an apology. Just say sorry and move on. Life goes on. Akosia Aduma says, life is very simple, yet we make it very complicated. You did not invite me. I did not attend your wedding, and that should be it. Obviously, your absence didn't cause harm to the wedding, and it went on very well without you. Nathaniel says, let me see. It says, is it by force to know them? Life in itself is stressful, so people have to learn to loosen up and let things go. Okay, Amma Asari says, your best friend is another person's best friend. Okay, so Ellen White says, okay, so why do you expect her to invite you? Please relax, our invitation is not by force. So you have people giving different opinion on what is going on and how this, but guys, like somebody say, if you're, they say you don't even care. That's a she doesn't even care. If your best friend, that body that should have been your best man, in this case, maid of honor, you don't invite them or they don't invite you to their wedding, will it not prick you small?
No.
At all?
No.
Lodina?
It would. Please, let's be realistic. I mean, if you cherish someone so much, you want to be part of everything that they do. Okay? And so that came as a shock. I understand her. Okay? That's why the bride is supposed to manage the situation. Do you get it? You don't expect her to, deal with it. If someone cherishes you, I mean, you consider someone a friend. You share certain things about you that probably your mother doesn't even know. And then the person, keeps, I mean, getting married is a huge thing in a person's life, okay? Yeah. It's not like, having a birthday party and I didn't invite you. This is marriage. It's once in a lifetime. I mean, ideally. Do you get it? Yeah. And so the fact that you didn't even tell her that, go and buy me this from town. Fine. Probably you had wedding planners. That's fine. But at least let her know.
I know, right?
That I'm getting married. I mean, it will hurt you a bit. So she now has to manage, the person. Try and, pamper her small.
I mean, if she's your best friend, as you're saying, your mother would even ask you, oh, now my way. Why is she not at the wedding?
You know.
But what's okay, now let's say indeed they are best friends. What could make a best friend not invite their best friend? Is it because they think that when they come, they'll collect her husband? Or when she becomes maid of honor, she'll look more beautiful than her. What could, like, a legitimate reason? Lodina, I can hear you trying to say something.
Yes, I think around that time, okay, for example, when someone is pregnant and all of that, like you're a bit paranoid. Okay, somehow everybody becomes a witch, and it is because of things we've seen, stories that we've heard, that people. I mean, so for example, during my engagement, my friends were supposed to lead, and then I'll be in the middle so that we all dance and come. And then the woman was like, "No, you are leading." Hey. Because there've been instances where some people have probably used some pomade on their face, and then when the man saw the person, so these things can influence certain things. Right. Do you get it? Right. But the thing is, it's in your mind. So in order not to let the other person feel that maybe you see her as someone who is probably jealous that you are getting married, and so you won't let her come. Just try and manage the person. You get it. Just manage the situation. Find a way of, making the person feel special, even though you didn't let her come to your wedding. It's no big deal, honestly.
I hear you. Venice, was there anything like that at your wedding where you felt the need not to invite someone because maybe there were some reasons? It could be legitimate, or someone would say it would be as petty as, this person will come and collect my husband, this person will come and steal my shine. Was there anything like that in your situation?
This whole case hits home for me. I experienced the opposite, actually. For me, I had a friend whom I considered a best friend. Okay. So we would talk daily, I would say, every day during the week. And I called her my best friend for a long time. And so during my wedding planning, I would tell her what's going on. And I told her that she was going to be my maid of honor. But I noticed that she was pulling away. She would not really respond to my messages or my phone calls. And then eventually I realized that she was not going to come to my wedding at all.
Oh, wow.
So she ended up not coming.
Oh, wow.
At the end of the day, she did not come. So for me, I was hurt knowing that I considered her to be a best friend. And she ended up not coming to my wedding. And so I can say for this lady that she's obviously hurt because she considered her to be a best friend.
Right.
And he did not invite her to her wedding. I'm not sure if I answered your question.
Yes,
but
you did. You did.
But it's a lot of stress, and assessing your friendship before all these things happen is really important, I would say, because you end up finding out the hard way, which I ended up doing. So just assessing the status of your friendship is important. That's my message.
Thank you for that. Nah. Finally, what should she do? Should she continue the distance? What should she do? Should she accept this apology and go back to how they used to be? Or you think she should just keep her distance?
Well, in this case, the bride has not apologized yet.
She's
asking people to. I even think she's doing that maybe because, not exactly that she's seen her as a friend, but there's some value she was getting from her. Because she's distancing herself, she's not getting that value again. That's why she's asking people to talk to her. But then, once the bride asked her why she didn't attend the wedding, I think it opened the issue up for discussion.
Yes.
So they are supposed to actually talk about it, open their hearts and talk about it. She should tell her how she felt about it. Right. And then maybe she should also take the opportunity to tell her why she didn't invite her. If they're able to trash it out, they could become friends again. But then the bride shouldn't expect her to suddenly become that best friend again, because she's human. It will take time for her to warm up to her again. Yeah, so they should just talk about it and then try to move on. And life is short. We are not supposed to spend time on these trivial issues.
Right. Somebody's crying, is it true? Langwan, what should she do?
Well, I'll still say know your friends, understand them, know who they are and how they react to issues. Once you know them, you know how to handle every situation. So if this is how this particular friend is, maybe you took her as a best friend, but and then you realize that you were not in that position, you were nowhere even closer to best friend. Just don't make a big issue out of this, but going forward, you just know how to deal with it. As simple as that.
Right.
Yeah, no long things cry.
No long things cry. Ladina, what should she do? Should she keep to herself as she's being, or you think there's a better way to go about it?
I think they should talk about it, okay? But then again, she should also be careful not to, go all out. I mean, it's only reasonable that when you are shocked like that, I mean, you'd want to be careful next time.
Right.
You get it?
Yeah.
And the friend should now earn her trust again. It shouldn't be that simple. I mean, if she's that hurt, they should actually sit down and talk about it. And then she should also know what secrets to share.
Right.
Because clearly the friend was very selective in what information she shared with her.
True.
So you just have to be wise. I mean, I don't think they should not talk at all or anything like that or be at loggerheads. They should actually sit down and trash the issue out, but then they should be wise in their dealings going forward.
Okay,
That's
they
what,
should be wise
yeah.
in their dealings going forward. Venice, what should this lady do?
Hello, sorry about that. I think everyone has said it. Just communicate, communicate, communicate. Just talk about the issue at hand and see where it will go from there.
Right, right. Communicate, communicate, communicate. So you guys, you've just heard so many opinions, so many comments coming in. People have different views and opinions. The lady out there, I mean, you've heard it all. I can't say much. I'll just say, if you think the friendship is not bringing you any value, you can end it and keep it as you are keeping it. But if you think she was a good friend and it was only this issue, like everybody said, you can talk about it and then you can move on with your friendship. So like we always do, I would ask my guests to say hi, or as someone would say, shout out, to say hi to somebody out there. Because we have Bernice all the way in America. I'm sure it's been a while since she came home and she has some people she wants to say hi to, or even people there in Ohio with her. And then my Ghana friends as well. Lodina, it's all the way. So you guys, I'll start with Bernice. If you have anybody to say your warm greetings to anyone.
Okay, my family back home in Ghana and my husband and friends also in Canada. Just hello to everyone. And I'm hoping you're all watching the show and showing some support.
Okay, thank you. Lodina, I say hi to Nana. Nana, you're
Of course. Yeah, number one. Yeah, so I want to say hello to my husband. And I want to say hi.
He's not sitting across from you.
Sorry?
I'm sure he's not sitting across from you.
Hey, madam.
That's your hi that you're saying. Greetings from abroad.
Let me say hi to him. Yeah. And to all my friends out there, those that I didn't invite, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And don't be mad at me.
I'm not fighting with you because you invited me, so I'm okay. Yes. Nah.
Oh, okay. So I'd say hello to my family. They're watching right now.
I am sure.
Yeah, I asked them to watch, so I know they're watching. And all my friends watching from around the world. Those who are supposed to be sleeping, but they are staying awake to watch me. Hello to all of them.
So people like this, you have to invite them to your wedding, though.
We'll see by that time. And for those who I won't invite to, sorry in advance.
Yeah, apologize in advance. Tangwan, who do you say hi to?
My little brother always wanted me to mention his name.
Okay.
He's called Einstein Odre. So
Einstein.
Hi, hello. I know he's watching. And to all my friends and best friends that I might not be inviting to my wedding.
Hey.
Yeah. Hello to all of them.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. I mean, I called you guys and you came in traffic, but you came traffic all the way from. Oh, thank you guys so much for coming. And Bernice and Lodina, Bernice all the way in America. You made sure you tuned in and you joined us, and you gave us amazing advice and experiences. Lodina, even though you couldn't come to my studios today, you joined me virtually. I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And for my viewers, I always say it's always a privilege coming your way. It's an amazing opportunity to come into your homes. You invite us into your home every Wednesday evening, and you watch us and you send your comments. Thank you. Thank you to my crew. Thank you to my makeup artist, Shades and Glow, and everybody that tunes in to watch Real Talk and all other content on Hope TV. I would remind you again, it's October. Please go and get your breasts checked. Early detection saves life. I'll come your way same time next week with a story sent to us, hopefully by you out there, for an amazing discussion as well. Have a good evening. My name is Evie, and I'll see you same time next week. Bye.
Cambia